Hey guys, Joe McKenna here, current Pennsylvania Regional Training Center athlete pursuing the Olympic dream. In college, I was a 3-time All-American, once at Stanford, 2 times at Ohio State. I was a 4-time conference champion, 2 times in the Pac-12, 2 times in the Big Ten. Last year, I was a national finalist at 141 pounds in 2019. I've been a 3-time age group world team member at the cadet, junior, and U23 levels. In 2014, I was a junior world silver medalist. In 2017, a U23 world bronze. In 2018, I made Final X and was a national team member for Team USA. I'm excited to work with Fanatic Wrestling today and bring you this instructional video. I wanted to go over things that are really important to me, and a lot of that starts with stance and motion and the importance of level changes and faking, and how we can implement those into our offense. So we start off with that, then we move into a sniper single series, followed by a few different finishes, a sniper double series, again followed by some more finishes, and I ended off with a fireman's carry from space and a little chain wrestling scenarios that teach you how to alternate between all 3. So I hope you guys really enjoy this film and hope you learn. So I want to start off here talking about what it looks like to have a good position, good stance, and what we want to do when we're moving in our stance and motion. So a lot of us are familiar with the idea of a stance, right? We want knees bent, hips low, butt down, all right? We want our head up, our back somewhat straight, all right, so we can move. But something for me that I really like to focus on is keeping my core facing one direction, all right? And how I'm doing that is keeping my elbows to my side, all right? My butt is down. Now, when I move, my whole body turns, all right? I don't move and allow my shoulders or my core to be broken, all right? If I'm facing Mario here and we're both in our stance and I'm trying to move and I'm turning my body, all right, or I'm coming out of my stance, this allows opportunity for him to close the gap. So when we're just shaking hands with our opponent right across, all right, we want to match head level, squat with our legs, all right, get our butt down, keep our elbows to our side, and now when we use our feet to push, we're keeping our core square. So I'm going to start circling to the left here as my head and shoulders always face Mario. All right, one of the things that we can start doing with our feet here is moving into a guy. So instead of just circling at this mirror position, we want to start circling our feet at an angle so we can start cutting off a guy and moving into him. So I'm a left leg lead, my left leg's forward. All right, we start, match head levels with Mario. Elbows are in, butt is down, head is up. All right, and as I start circling to the left, I'm going to start corkscrewing my feet to get closer. When I talk about this corkscrew, guys, it's not this big roundabout circle, but we corkscrew to get tight and close. All right, so again, back our stance, matching head level immediately. All right, got this good position. My core staying tight as I'm corkscrewing single, and we get to move into the guy. So Mario and I are head to head here in this stance and motion position. All right, I want to talk about the importance of level changes in our stance and motion. All right, so when I talk about my level change, right, I'm lefty lead, my trail leg's there, my butt's down, knees are bent. All right, and when I'm doing stance and motion, just moving on my own, I try to hit this level change by over-exaggerating it and doing a deep squat 3 times. All right, I don't drop very quick when I'm just practicing it on my own. But if Mario and I are wrestling here, we're moving in this. See how I bounce down, touch the mat, and come back up. Now, if we're moving in stance and motion here, I start incorporating this corkscrew and these level changes. So I'm moving both sides. And these level changes really keep this guy off balance and keep him honest, all right? He doesn't know that if I level change, I could be shooting, or it can be just used as a fake. Level changes are really important in the timing of our shots, all right? Because they can get a guy off balance, get him reaching, and his feet stuck in the mat. So as we continue to progress through this series, all right, we're gonna see the importance of level changes in our stance and motion, all right, utilizing that with our core staying the same way. So I'm here, now I can level change, all right, start moving in, level change, all right, again, guys, I'm never breaking my core, my head is not staying up, my full legs and butt are going lower, my head is actually dropping to below this eye-to-eye level. So when I eventually get to taking my shots, this level change gives me this opportunity to shoot at this foot. So again, working on our own level change, if we're by ourselves, it looks like this. Move in, 1, 2, 3. Circling our feet, 1, 2, 3. With a partner, all right, I might start getting my hands involved, working that corkscrew motion, and incorporating these level changes. And there's our level change. So now we've done enough work on our stance position and our level changes that we can start moving into our opponent, crowding him, and making him put his hands on us. All right, so right now, you guys should have all the tools to be able to work on your own stance and motion. All right, looks like a good stance, elbows in, core tight, facing whatever direction that you're looking at. All right, we move our feet, our core switches as well. We level change, all right, we can start throwing in sprawls. We should all kind of know those things. But now, when we're trying to move into our opponent, we need to kind of set up these shots. How do we set up these shots? We can either go off our partner's control ties, or we can get to our own. So the first way that I like to make contact when I'm wrestling somebody is by moving in on them, crowding them, using this corkscrew circle to make a guy feel uncomfortable that he has to reach and put his hands on me. Okay, so again, in this really good stance, nice and low, head levels are matched, elbows are in. I start moving into Mario in this corkscrew way. One thing you guys can see is my head starts sliding right in to where his head is. All right, so I'm trying to get him really uncomfortable that he either reaches up on me, so when he reaches, I have handles, or that I get close enough that I can catch my own tie. So right now, guys, you need to work on this corkscrew motion to close the gap into a guy, get a handle on him, or make him reach on me, where we can start grabbing and get to ties. So the first one that I want to talk about, all right, as I move in, a lot of times this guy's going to reach up this hand. He feels very uncomfortable, all right? I'm going to catch this elbow, all right? Pull it. I'm going to shrug my shoulder, pull it to this little crevice. Once I got it there, I'm going to tuck my chin to my chest. As I bow my head, I'm going to pass this elbow off to create motion and create an angle. Okay? Again, in this good stance, corkscrew in, move into our opponent. All right, we'll get back this side. Move in, partner reaches. Instead of coming over the top, I'm immediately grab elbow. This is a control tie. I pull his elbow to my little crevice here. Pull his elbow, chin to chest, bow the head. Move our feet a little bit. And again, circle this corkscrew motion down to keep a guy at bay. At this point, we've used our stance motion, our footwork, to close this gap and really get in ties with our opponents. All right, so now we're kind of engaging this tie, using our footwork so we can move in. All right, getting this guy to reach on me. Mario reaches on me. Again, grab this elbow, pull it up, chin to chest. All right, and chase it down. Now, Now that I've passed this off, guys, and I'm in this good hand fight position, I can start getting my hands on Mario. All right, I can start getting my hands on Mario with this collar tie and this wrist. All right, so I switched from this elbow pass, chin to chest. As I pass, hand comes to tricep, other hand, forearm, comes up to his collarbone. All right, now I'm gonna slide down this arm to the wrist and get my lead foot back in front. Now my lead foot is my left, so as soon as I do engage contact through this elbow pass, I get back to this position of forearm in a guy's collar, wrist, all right, and now I can use a lunge step, deep lunge, up, deep lunge, up, to start pushing our opponent backwards and taking ground on him. Okay, so again, corkscrew in, get this guy. Guys, I'm jamming my head, even if Mario doesn't reach on me right away, I'm jamming my head into him so he feels crowded, right? We're crowding a guy so he feels uncomfortable and has to react. All of my hand fight and the things we're going over is to elicit reaction out of our opponent. So I crowd to him, he reaches, elbow, pull tight, chin to chest, hand comes up, all right? Think of your forearm here as a knife sliding up. Once it slides, hand can come to back of head, tricep hand slides down the wrist, and I'm really pulling this down, guys. Now I can use this lunge step up to create pressure with a guy. The idea of this hand fight, guys, is to get a guy busy so he feels uncomfortable, distracted, and doesn't really know what's going on. Crowd into him, and I can move into him, all right? So that's what it kind of looks like at a faster speed. I'm using my foot motion, my core is tight, level changes are being incorporated, all right? And it's starting to look like some real wrestling. So now we've used our motion to close the gap, put a guy's hands on us, and get to our control tie. All right, so we've elbow passed, we've kind of regripped to this forearm and the collarbone, all right? And now I'm dealing with this wrist. So again, I'm using this lunge step in this hand fight, guys, to create pressure backwards so Mario feels like he's got to push forwards. And now whenever I'm going into my shot, guys, the same things apply. I need to get backwards pressure to make a guy want to come forward so I can shoot to the leg that's coming towards me. All right? So how we're going to disengage hand fight from here, all right, I have this collar tie, like a knife up against his collarbone, all right? And the reason that is, guys, is when I do this lunge step, I'm trying to stand him up a little bit with this arm. So as I lunge, my hand might release from the back of his head, up, but when I do kind of sink back, I use this hand on the back of his head to pull down. That's how I'm getting that pressure back into me. All right, so again, I have this collar and this wrist, lunge step, and the way I'm pulling, guys, I'm pulling him down towards my lead leg, all right, but I'm keeping this hand that's on the wrist down just in case he does shoot, all right, but I'm snapping him with this collar hand down so I can replace and I'm ready, all right? This disengaging contact is just so we can create space and a guy feels flustered that he wants to come back into us. From here, we're going to work on our sniper single, sniper double, and fireman's from space. So one more time. Inside tie, wrist, lunge step. As we lunge, hand opens up, lunge step again. When we're ready to pull this guy back towards us, we pull with both this hand and this hand that's on his collar towards our lead leg, All right? Replace, come back up to this really good stance, elbows down, right in front of our opponent.